Passing out the medicines. We've been on that rock star regimen, knowing that I'm heaven sent, higher than I ever been. I got a problem with.
What's going on, guys? This is the Totally Blitz Fight Club. These are your hosts for the show. I'm Paul, Pick 'em, win 'em, Concha, and I got my drink for the episode.
Hey man, you already know it's that boy Kev Waterboy, boy, aka the Don P, like aka the motherfucker on the screen, right? Motherfucker now. And I would take a shot, but this girl made me eat some Indian food, and I just haven't felt good ever since. I'm not gonna lie. So like, I haven't eaten anything today. Like, if you see me eat something, this would be the first thing I ate today.
What's up, y'all boys, man? It's Marcus. You already know. Let's get into it.
Oh, let's get into it. Man, let's get into it. We got UFC 274, which was fucking quite a banger. Oliveira versus Gaethje was the main event. It went down in Phoenix, Arizona. But before we get into it, we got to shout out that boy DC. He went into the Hall of Fame. They gave him Kev, I think you saw it. I think you're the one that let me know before it went down.
Oh yeah, man. So man, shout out that boy DC, right? Because like, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm pretty sure he fought on one of the first fight cards I've ever seen. And it was either him or John Jones talking shit about him. Regardless, he was there. So motherfucking DC, he made the Hall of Fame. And what was cool was that like Habib, I don't really know who that is, truthfully, but I do some research on him. He also made the Hall of Fame, and they're from the same fucking they're from the same camp, which is dangerous. Like they got two people from the same camp getting the same Hall of Fame on the same fucking day. And like it was fucked up because like I guess Habib and DC, they kind of like have like a little like, yeah, bro, I'm better than you. No, I'm better than you. No, I'm better than you. Like they have their little things, but I was trying to one up each other. And they literally let this man DC announce, well, congratulations to Habib getting into the Hall of Fame, man. I got a lot of shit on you, but I'm not a Hall of Famer. You win today. And the next thing you know, like halfway through the card, they announced that boy, and that boy got to running all over the place. I was like, oh, that's fine. That's fine. But yeah, DC is dangerous because the way he was speaking on it was like, first off, how the fuck did you keep it a secret from him? He's in the broadcasting team. Like I bet you Joe Rogan and a dude next to him knew. But like they kept it real on the low. Like Dana must have, hey yo, I'll kill your family. Like
Dana ain't got no cow in the bag.
Yeah, I don't know. He just let a whole board. I mean, the board was there, but like that's a whole nother story. But motherfucking, he was speaking on his career and then like how shocking it is because like the highest thing you can do in any sport is make the Hall of Fame. That's a fact. Like there's nothing bigger than you can win championships. Championships are forever, but a Hall of Fame meant that you as a person did what you had to do. And DC was talking about like all the shit that went down for him for things like this to happen. Like when John Jones failed a drug test 2 days before the fight, so he gets to fight Anderson Silva. Like he gets to go fight blah 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 for the championship. I can't remember his name. He goes up to heavyweight and does that. Like, and then there are people in the gym like Habib, like Cain Velasquez, like people like that just pushed him crazy heavy. So it was a real cool success story, and it was good to hear from his point of view because like, bro, really, I don't know too much about the history of UFC. Like, I don't really think it's been around that long. It's only been around like 20 years. So to make that Hall of Fame is pretty powerful, especially since it's not like the MLB Hall of Fame or nothing crazy like that. So like, I respect bro for that. So shout out to that boy. Congrats to that boy. And it's crazy to think all you got to do is just stay dedicated and stay consistent. Because he said this wasn't even a dream of his as a kid. Nobody wanted to be in the UFC Hall of Fame. How the fuck you gonna be in the UFC Hall of Fame? UFC don't exist. Like motherfucking.
Yeah, he was one of the Strikeforce champions when they came over, and he wasn't liked, and then no one really liked him until everyone loved John Jones until John Jones fails 2 drug tests, and then Daniel Cormier is like, everyone's like, okay, we actually kind of like this guy, and then he really solidified himself because he didn't really earn the light heavyweight championship, but he earned a shot to fight for it. It's not his fault. The other guy pops for PEDs and stuff like that. But when he goes up and gains 20, 30 pounds and goes up the heavyweight and he has his belly out and he's still slamming motherfuckers, he's still an elite wrestler no matter what weight class he's in. I think he almost made the Olympics and or made the Olympic trial teams or something like that. I know he was a high level wrestler coming out of college. So shout out DC and one of the best commentators. Like effortless transition.
I think that team with Joe Rogan, DC and the
John
other
Anik,
dudes. Yeah, I feel like they're
Michael
nasty.
Bisping, like he's
Michael
when
Bisping's cool, but
he's getting transitioned into it. Like he's dabbling his feet.
I fuck with Michael Bisping because he comes through when like they don't need him. Like I remember I only tuned in his podcast once my whole life, and it was because he literally it was the week Joe Rogan got caught. Joe Rogan got caught saying that racist shit. So motherfucking Bisping got put in for him, and like I was like, wow, that's crazy. Like that's just how it works. And, like he's like the number 4 alternate, like just keeps rotating in and in and in.
Yeah. But yeah, shout out DC Daniel Cormier if you didn't know. But shit, if you're watching this UFC episode, you definitely should know who DC is.
Dumbass.
But let's get into this UFC 274 main card. We didn't have Donald Cerrone and Joe Lozon. Unfortunately, Cerrone had to pull out. They think it was probably food poisoning or something of the sorts. But we did instead get a nice fight from Randy Brown and Chaos Williams. Welterweights, I believe. And yeah, welterweight. This was a split decision victory to Randy Brown. Very close fight. Definitely put on a show. Definitely, I think better fighters than Lozon and Cerrone are right now. So I enjoyed it. I think Randy Brown won it. I could give 1 round to Chaos Williams, but other than that, Randy Brown, he looked nice.
No cap. I fuck with Randy Brown's fighting style, just keeping his hands down and everything. And I really rocked with the fight because Chaos Williams has power. Like, bro's strong as fuck. Like, he couldn't wait. Like, motherfucker, yeah.
He ripped too. He's a Goliath motherfucker.
And he's short, and it's not just like big ass legs. It's upper body with it. It's like, damn, then he got some crazy genetics. So yeah, Chaos Williams definitely put out a show and definitely came in throwing them things. He just like, phew, phew. I feel like those are those punches because like those are those punches that you can kind of hear the wind go by. Like when you dodge one, you just like damn. And then points Randy Brown's just like so close. So close. But I like Randy Brown's fighting style, like fresh out of Jamaica. I think he's the first Jamaican fighter I've seen. So I've seen a Jamaican fighter and a Haitian fighter this week, which is pretty cool. And then I like his fighting style, the hands down, kind of just going out there. He uses his length to feel shit out. I like that. He reminds me of Silva in a sense, even though I'm not that big a Silva fan.
I'm just shocked that I mean, this is like the third one I've seen because you got Randy Brown, Holland, Silva, even John Jones in a sense. Like what's up, like these long, lengthy motherfuckers that just love to like put their hands down, kind of play with their food.
It's done. Shit crazy.
There's niggas that like to get hit. There's certain people like Silva loves that shit.
That third round, Chaos Williams landed one right on the jaw because he was playing a little too much with his food, and he dropped him. And that was the only round I would give it to Chaos. But
I respected him because he got hit with a couple of shots and like he never stayed down. Like Randy Brown just never even even if he was hurt, you couldn't tell like that for real.
Hey, got that chin in Jamaica, ma.
Bro's a good fighter. Like I feel like that was a good fight for him for his record. I think what is he 15-4 now?
15-4, yeah. And Chaos Williams was 13-2 at the time, now 13-3. That's gonna say they're both young, up and coming. Best fight the best, baby. We don't care if you're a prospect or not. Like once you prove something, we're gonna make you fight someone.
That's the best part about UFC.
Definitely. So it was a good filler fight. Like I couldn't even consider that a fill in. Like I feel like you know how filler anime arcs. Like I couldn't consider that a filler. I consider that the arc.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a great fight. Should have been on main card, so I'm happy it got to main card. The next fight on that list, this wasn't a retirement fight, even though I think it should have been. The combined age was 79 of the combatants. Yeah, Shogun Mauricio Rua versus Ovan Saint-Pierre and OSP.
Yeah, I'm about to say, just say OSP. Like I'm not even gonna attempt to say that name, and I actually know how to say it.
So Kev, how do you feel your Haitian put it? He got the split decision win, which was very controversial.
Boo.
I liked it. I liked the fight. I liked the result, the outcome. I feel like it wasn't that great, that exciting a fight, but it was definitely a main card level fight. And it was like, if it wasn't for the Rose shit, I'd be like, if it wasn't the Rose fight that we'll talk about later, I'd be like, yeah, maybe that was a little boring fight. Nah, that shit was straight action compared to the other shit. So I respected the fight. I was like, it was one of those tuning in and outs type. I think Canelo just started walking out when this fight came on. So motherfucking, it was a good fight. But like, I'm not gonna lie, I thought Shogun had it in the beginning because I didn't understand. I didn't really see OSP have control and stuff like that. But like after looking, well, you can't really look back at UFC fight. But like when I like put back in my head, I'd be like, yeah, OSP won that. Keep moving. How you doing? Keep moving.
Yeah, it wasn't too much on the table. There wasn't too much meat on the bone from either fighter to really care about who won it. It was okay. I guess he won. I didn't see it, but okay.
It was straight. I thought because Shogun he really was the aggressor in this situation. I feel like he was really being aggressive and really landing. But like OSP,
but that's what shook me because my one thing when we talked the fight was OSP has he's a year younger, even though he's still 39. He still got a year younger than him. And in his previous fights, he's shown that he can at least last like 2 rounds. Like he has the gas tank to go hard. Whereas Rua, he hasn't looked like that. So when OSP was just backpedaling and not being an aggressor, it kind of let Rua be in the fight for more rounds than he should have been. You should have put your neck on his throat. He has no gas tank. He still got the win though. So what the hell do I know? Apparently him and his team knew something that we didn't.
I knew.
They knew. But let's get into it. Let's get what we're really talking about. Let's talk Michael Chandler versus Tony Ferguson. Marcus, watching the UFC world, what did you think of that fight?
Man, that was one of my favorite fucking knockouts I've ever seen in the UFC, bro. Hands down, man. That shit was crazy. And like I was hoping that was gonna be fight of the night too. And I wasn't expecting that kick, bro. I was locked in. I was still like getting ready for the Canelo fight, I think. I can't remember the time period of it, but I was still trying to be locked in because I was excited for this fight. And man, that shot came out of nowhere, bro. He just lured him in, boom, man, dropped him instantly. I thought dude died. Chandler hit 10 fucking backflips back to back, just was going insane, bro. And then Chandler's fucking interview at the end, bro, I love that shit. The energy he brought, calling out anyone, calling out McGregor, like that shit was tough, man. It sounded like a WWE promo or something.
That was a rare deal WWE promo.
Oh, that was a great 10 out of 10 promo, hands down. That shit gassed me up.
That boy been watching Stone Cold interviews, Stone Cold highlights and shit.
Conor McGregor, you can get it too.
And I'll go to 170. Pussy. I was like, damn, you ain't gotta call me a pussy. Wait, he ain't say pussy, but I know what he meant.
Yeah.
That knockout was disgusting, bro. I was like, toes in the mouth became a meme. Like that shit was bad, bro.
Toes in his mouth.
Like, bro, I haven't really seen a knockout like that clean. I don't really remember though. That one elbow that I think Derek Lewis was a pretty nasty one. I remember, but this one takes cake, bro.
Definitely memorable.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the knockout of the year. It's still early, but
got my vote.
Knockout of the year.
That was bad. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, kid. I would have shot him. I'm not gonna lie to you, I would have shot him. If I was Tony Ferguson, I would have shot him. But that's why it's UFC, man. That's my best baby. But I fuck with Michael Chandler as a person. I'm not gonna lie to you.
He be kick back, cool and vibing. I always thought a lot of people do not like him. Like, at least UFC hardcore fanboys most of the time, who are like, Bellator's trash, Strikeforce trash, even though Daniel Cormier, Daniel Cormier and a few other women, like great champions came up. Amanda Nunes came over for Strikeforce. And as Michael Chandler coming from Bellator, everyone's like, oh, he ain't gonna do nothing. He was a champion over there, was like undefeated, then lost all this stuff. But he comes here and he gets fed to the dogs. He has to fight Oliveira. He has to fight Justin Gaethje. Like he didn't
he asked for it though. He asked for it. He said,
yeah, he did, but now he's fighting Ferguson. So everyone hate on, and he came and lost to the big dogs, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Michael Chandler's trash. He wouldn't be ranked even if he was in UFC." Yeah. And now I'm happy to see, like, put some respect on that boy.
That boy has an adopted black son. There's no way I can hate him.
He has a multiple adopted because I saw like funny tweets about how like he has more colored children than championships in UFC or something like that. And I was just like, damn, like they can't. I was just like, I didn't know. And then all of a sudden I found out, like, oh, apparently he adopts children. Like,
Yeah,
oh, that's how I found out.
And like you can just see the excitement on his face. Like I was like, wow, that's kind of special. But bro's a fucking animal. Like the way he brought down, the way he was talking about cutting weight and shit. Like, bro, you know this man boy walks around at 192.
He big boy, yeah, but he's short too. So he's like that wrestler, like the thick arm, thick leg, thick neck.
He's swole, man. For his size, he's strong.
Bro be cutting like damn near 40 pounds. I couldn't imagine. Like that's fucking crazy. He said by the end of the weekend he was back to like 170 something.
And I give it to him because he rallied. Because if you that first round, Ferguson caught him, like clipped him. And then Chandler drives him with a mean takedown, and then Ferguson's just throwing these elbows from the bottom and cuts him open and shit. And then all of a sudden,
for the knockout.
The coolest thing about the knockout was that he wasn't going for a knockout. He says that it was kind of muscle movement, muscle memory, and then he was really just because he's not even a kicker like that. He doesn't like to hurt his toes. He said, so motherfucking. He literally because he was using that as a feeler to measure where bro's at, but he also was aware that he was staying outside a little bit. Like so, they was that up the middle was right there. I was like, that's crazy. Like that's just good practicing, good coaching, good technique, good etiquette, and
definitely hit the target.
Perfect timing, perfect hit. Like that was fine. Like, if it ain't knockout of the year, it's because I got out there and somebody knocked my stupid ass out in like 2 seconds.
A great fight, Tony Ferguson. Shout out him. I think he looked better in this fight than he has in his last 3, where he looked terrible. So maybe it is the fact that he's just facing last 4 people or straight 4 like top 5 guys. So maybe he's kind of getting that second gear. Like maybe he can kick back. Maybe this fight be the gatekeeper of the division. Fight the people coming up, the young bucks. You know, fight the people like 15 and stuff.
I don't know too much about the fighter's lifestyle. But go, Marcus.
No, I was just gonna toilet, man.
I don't know too much about the motherfucking. This is funny as fuck. I'm sitting at my desk on the computer while I'm doing the same thing. But it's interesting because like, what does he go from now? Because that division is loaded. There's like a lot of the UFC divisions are low, but that division is loaded. Like Justin Gaethje, Oliveira, Gaethje, Chandler. There was 2 more names that caught my eye. I can't remember.
Let me see in the lightweight division.
Me,
Marcus, definitely.
Marcus, yeah, you got the Marcus in. Like Gaethje, Oliveira, Chandler, Dustin Poirier,
Connor. Man, go ahead.
Benio Daniels, Islam Makhachev.
Islam, that's who caught my eye. Like, Islam's about to be the champion in a second. So motherfucking, none of y'all is beating Islam. So I feel like this is the part.
Oh, yeah.
This is the part. In high school wrestling, this is the part where people kind of like start jumping weights. Like they start going down and go up. Like you see somebody went 138 last year, now he's going 132 this year, or he went 138 last year, but now he's going 152 this year because he can't beat the 38 at his weight class. He can't beat the 45 on his team, so he's going 52 and trying to win a state championship there.
That's
so,
right. Oh no, keep going.
So it makes me wonder, what's Tony Ferguson can he do? Like, I think just DC made a good point. Like, I feel like there's a point in time we kind of got to like respect your legacy, man, and just kind of just go and just disappear, like kind of just like slowly fade off and start figuring out what's the next step after this.
I think he's more, his personality ain't like that. He's more of a Nate Diaz, like that's where his role's gonna be. I think from here on out, he's probably going to fight 5 more, 6 more fights. And
I'm gonna fight Islam next.
I just no, but that's my thing. I hope it's not against people like that. I hope his next 5 fights are like Dan Hooker, like just like he's fighting good fighters and stuff like that. Like you're still fighting like RDA. Like RDA looked really good whenever he was fighting Macchiano, and Macchiano's no slouch. He's still ranked 12, 15 range. So like I would like to see Ferguson fight those people, look kind of good, lose some, win some, and just kind of ride off in the sunset because he ain't retiring. But he's more like Nate Diaz, and he's gonna be calling out the best of the best, and he might just keep getting put down, and it might be a sad couple years because it's happened a lot with these UFC fighters who don't know when to call it quits, and he has that personality that's a warrior.
Is Khabib's like I feel like the like staple, like the real person that really just said like, all right, I'm done. Bro literally won a championship, but he tapped out Justin Gaethje and was like, okay, this will be my last fight. Thank you guys. He kept them moving.
Yeah, and he had a more personal reasons and stuff for leaving, but like even if it wasn't for the passing of his father and stuff, I still don't think he's lasting for more than 5 weeks. Like he after he beats everybody, he's done. Like he really is just like, I'm done. Like Ferguson, I hope he just kind of fights some of these not lower name, but just decent fighters and stop fighting these elite fighters.
Because the name Tony Ferguson is gonna live forever. Like that's a name that then that weight class is always gonna be like, oh damn, Tony Ferguson fighting, nice card. Like anytime his name pops up, it's gonna look good because he didn't even look terrible. He just got caught and like that happened.
Man, no facts. He definitely put on a better fight than this next fight we're about to talk.
What if I said it was a great fight?
I'll call you crazy, but
I'm kind of crazy.
Let's get into it. It was a split decision. New champion was named, strawweight division for women. Rose Namajunes losing to Carla Esparza. Hey, I'm a Rose fan like the next guy, but let me see. I'm gonna pull up statistics. She lands 38 strikes to Carla's 30. So there's a total of 68 strikes in this total fight, and like there was more fights thrown within a round and a half of the Ferguson and Chandler fight.
It was weak.
And they had 5 rounds. It was one of the worst fights, and I'm happy Canelo was fighting at the same time so I can watch that while putting on the small screen this fight. Because Rose, you disappointed me, girl. You were my favorite girl fighter. I'm gonna have to re-rank my girl fighters after this.
I don't think anybody better than Amanda Nunes.
No, not better than, just a favorite, like personal, like someone I was riding for no matter who she fights.
I think y'all all know who my favorite girl fighter is, but she's not even UFC, so like I don't know if she matters. but motherfucking, this fight was interesting because like I noticed, Marcus, let me know if this is in boxing too, but like there are certain times when you've already lost to somebody, you kind of come in with a really different mindset. Like your confidence isn't always there. It's a little safer. Like, is it like this in boxing too, Marcus? Like,
yeah,
especially in girls. Like I see that a lot in girls. Like they like after losing to somebody, you kind of come in with a different mindset, and like it's a little different for like dudes like Robert Whittaker versus Adesanya. Robert Whittaker came in there and he just knew like, okay, this guy can fight. I gotta really go in there and fight my ass off. Can't do too much. I can't do too less. Versus Rose, who played probably the safest fucking fight she could possibly do, and she was like, okay, I respect her wrestling, so I'm gonna keep it on the top. So she smushed all the fucking shots. Well, not all of them. There was a couple that got through. And then they just stayed up and like she just kind of just distant. But I think Esparza said it best. Like it's hard to fight somebody that doesn't want to fight. And like that's what it looked like in her face. Like she was like, I'm just kind of just like gonna do enough to do that. And that's a really safe way to do it. When it comes down to criteria, I think the bottom one is octagon control. And I got this from the DC interview too. And they never ever usually go to the octagon control, but that was the only way to score that fight because there was no other way to score that shit. And regardless who you thought won, and like, because Rose sounded really salty. She said that she didn't get no credit for good defense, but like,
definitely snapping.
But at the same time, like, you're a champion though. Like, champions, is that what you do is that how a champion fights? Like, you don't see the motherfucking. The only other time I see a shit like this was Romero versus Adesanya, but Romero wasn't a champion.
No, I mean, I fucked with Rose, but after that fight, you don't throw anything. You afterwards you get salty because you lost it. You don't sit there and like think, okay, it was a close fight. No matter how you look at it, it wasn't like one person has dominated somebody. It was just like it happens in boxing a lot because boxing rounds are so fast where you're just like, I don't know how to score that. They both really didn't do shit. They both just circled the ring for 2 minutes and that was it. Like that's what I thought I watched. I thought I was watching two counter punchers stand in the ring for 2 minutes and then one counter puncher was willing to take the step forward here and there, whereas the other one would just always just keep backpedaling.
Yeah, that wasn't okay. But motherfucking, and that low key made me go to sleep. I'm not gonna lie to you. I missed half of the Canelo fight because of that shit, because of that fight. I didn't woke up for the press conferences.
I think Rose could get the rematch, but at the same time, I don't think she can. She lost, but the way I can see it happening is that one fight happened literally when they invented strawweight division. Like it was a brand new division. They got Carla Rose. They won on the season of Ultimate Fighter. They fought for a title. Fast forward like 6-7 years later now, they fight on. I get the rematch. This is the second, but Rose has been champion for a little bit of time and has beaten like the number one contender like 3 times in a row. Like, okay, next dog up. But there's not many strawweight. Like, I know Zhang might come in, like Zhang Zhuili, the Chinese warrior. Jessica Andres was talking about her name. Like, hey, I'm gonna come get my belt back because she was champion before Rose.
I think it comes down to like, because Dana said nobody wants to see that fight. Nobody wants to see that fight again. So they're not gonna do that fight.
Dana said that?
Yeah, he's like, who? No.
Yeah, they pissed Dana off, bro. She might not fight again for like 3 years, bro. She might be put on the shelf.
I was gonna say, I was like, bro, I don't think that's like something people normally say. But bro really was like, yeah, bro. Yeah. Like, I don't think anybody here says they want to see that fight again. So like, we'll figure something out. And I was like, damn, okay.
Oh yeah, no. Well, Dana said it best. He speaks for the people. He's my person. He's my commissioner.
I think he is my commissioner, but I think it comes down to motherfucking is what they do after this. So Esparza, first off, congratulations to her. She getting married this weekend. How you get? And that's crazy. She's gonna walk down the fucking aisle with that belt. That's kind of gangster, kid. I'm not gonna lie to you. I might have to steal that.
That is.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not getting married until I win a championship. You feel me? So like, niggas ain't getting married because I ain't going to practice. But I think it goes down to like, so Rose is gonna demolish her next 2 people. Like it's going bad, and she's gonna get that. She's gonna get that status back, but it might take her a little second to fight again. And then Esparza, she can continue defending the belt, maybe once or twice. They'll bring that fight back, and then Rose, it won't go even slightly like that. It's gonna be a big bitch. Like it's gonna be some real shit. So like, I think just give it time. Let us get this taste out of our mouth. Yeah. And just keep it moving. But like,
I think the fight to make is because Esparza might fight somebody. I don't know, but I think Rose should fight Jessica and Andre again because Andre was the champion before Rose. She beats Rose the first time, then Rose gets the rematch and then beats her by split decision the second time, whereas Andre knocked her out when they fought. So then Rose.
They didn't turn her back after?
No, because then Zhang Weili ends up running it, and then Rose knocks her out in the first round, but the Zhang Weili beats Andre, and then she faced Zhang Weili again, wins by split decision. Like it wasn't a dominant win; it was a split decision win over her. So that's why I'm like, if an Andre is like, okay, if they were like, okay, let's make a number like interim belt for strawweight, I think it's Jessica versus Rose 3, and let's see who wins the third one out of the trilogy. And then let's see whoever wins that faces Carla.
Was it after she got knocked out? Is that when she cut her hair?
Probably, because then she fought like 3 fights within like a year, and like she won all 3 pretty against like high competition.
I respect it. But hey, shout out to Bronze, man. She got that dub. She came through and she tried to do. She was upset. She was upset more. She was like kind of. I just stuck to my game plan and kept going.
Yeah. Hey, I think we spent too much time on this fight. That shit was a snoozer, bro. That shit, it really was bad. I feel bad for you, Rose, but next time go out there, let's put it on the line.
Go fight some shit, man.
Fade that shit. Fade that shit.
Do what these boys did right here when you got a belt on the line, and this dog ain't even have a belt on the line because he couldn't make weight. But Charlos Oliveira fight versus Justin Gaethje. Oliveira wins with the rear naked choke in the first round, but didn't make weight.
How do you feel about that, Mark? Start with Mark. Have you ever missed weight before?
Nah, but that shit is crazy because they gave him an hour to try to cover it back up, and it was the same thing. So it's like, what'd you go do for that hour? You just like, you couldn't just hop on the like bike with a sauna suit. Like, come on, man, go take a shit at least, like something. Like,
Cut your hair, my guy.
yeah, go shave your body, man. Like, go do something. Like, it shit was the same exact 0.5. Like, what? But at the end of the day, it's the rules, man. He won, but he just got to be the number one contender, man. But that sucks. It was only half a pound.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm high school wrestling. I know how it feels to be 5 pounds, 6 pounds over. And the day before, coach looks you in the face and says, "You're gonna make weight," and I'm just sitting there like, I don't think I can say no to this. So like, where's the trash bags at? So like, that shit's real, especially that last point, especially an hour before. Like, this is tough. You probably gonna be out that bitch crying. Well, maybe be a little bit of warrior, but I was out that bitch running and crying, hoping that like, these tears would definitely get some sweat, get some pounds off of me. Shit was terrible. Spitting in the car spitting from Tampa to Miami, spitting the whole time. So like, that shit is tough. So like, I just don't respect it. Like, I'm not mad at him. I understand it, but the question is, what the fuck were you doing? Because you said weight check beforehand.
Yeah, he went on Twitter and said like, weight check mark, I'm good to go type shit, and then misses it. But I will say I'm not here for the controversy and the conspiracies, but apparently, I mean, it is a person, another human doing the weighing on the scale, and it's all depending on how fast he moves it, how fast he says it's good to go. They were showing some like Khabib, some other fighters when they got weight up there, things were still moving, and like it was just like, all right, 155, good to go. And like, whereas Oliveira just happened to get stuck with a stickler on the weight scale, who's gonna make sure that shit is gonna stop on that's probably what Daniel Cormier was talking about. Where this is where the commission needs to know how to play the game. This is when the commission needs to know, like, have someone fast. All right, 155, we're good to go. And this like that, apparently it's been done before.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. If I was a commissioner, hey, bro, get rid of that half pound, bro. I did not spend too much. His name's on the fucking top of the building, bro. I need my fucking Hey, make that half pound go away. Hey, you're fired. He's like, I'm looking at him. Yo, you're fired. You feel me? We need a
new weight guy, new scale.
Guys, we need a percentage. We as a commission get a percentage of this shit. You feel me? So you fucking up the percentage, kid. Your job is to make sure no hit in the back of the head or knee or some bullshit. Like, you just let that 0.5 go, nigga. Make that motherfucking 0.5 go.
Well, when it came down to the fighting, the 0.5 wasn't necessary.
You know how much money he lost though? From like,
I think it's like 40% or something he loses, or 20%.
Charles Sonnen says. Remember, I said I've been doing my research. I didn't watch Charles Sonnen.
Let's see the
Charles Sonnen says that he missed out on $1 million. He got paid and he missed out on $1 million, and then he would have got submission of the night, which I don't think they do that anymore, do they? But he would have got something of the night, finish of the night, because he was probably the only one. Oh no, Chandler got that shit. So he missed out on the bonus. So and since he's no longer the champion, he's gonna miss out on that other champion,
the championship bonus.
The championship bonus on top of whatever you do to the motherfuckers. So it's like, damn, that's a bad. He says 2 million, like 406, a crazy number. But I was like, damn, dog, that's tough.
He's missed weight a few times from what I found out. So I can't feel too bad for someone, and it's kind of hard to trust your champion who's missed weight a few times. Is just hope I think he's good enough to win his belt back, and if he wins his belt back, hey, but you better make sure you go run an extra. Whenever you think you're done, go run an extra mile before, and then you're really done.
Facts.
But the fight though, yeah, but the fight though, where they were. I said Gaethje had them hands. Oliveira came out, clipped his ass, a knee to the gut, but then
that was crazy. He came out swinging.
It was a war though, man. Gaethje dropped him a couple times, and he followed the game plan I thought he would. Was like, I'm not even gonna.
They just stand back up.
Not even gonna entertain the idea of going down there.
He said, nah, man, you coming back to the feet, man.
Didn't matter.
He still got his ass on the ground.
Hey, man, it motherfucking be like that. I feel like, first off, everybody knows I love me a good rear naked choke. Like, that's a fact. Like, it's so simple, classic, got him up out of there. Like, I done put a couple niggas in a rear naked choke in the hallway. You feel me? That's like it's a classic. That's a classic.
He clipped him before the rear naked, right? Like, he clipped him, and then when he was going down, he does like a spider monkey, jumped on his back.
It is fucking crazy. But that's the thing about him being such a nice submission artist, because like I don't think you see that too much anymore. And it's like, because when Gaethje rocked him, he got on the floor, but he stayed. He was like, yeah, bring your ass down here, motherfucker. Yeah, I dare you. So not only does Gaethje not engage, but that gives him time to recover for a second, get that quick 5, 6, like, whew. All right, this motherfucker is throwing hands. So you don't want to go on the fucking ground with him. He's looking nasty on top right now. He's looking like a real Roar champion. So like, what the fuck do you do about that motherfucker? He might be the best in that division for a while. Maybe he'll fight Islam, but like for a while.
See, that's the thing. I think Islam will be the Oliveira stopper because I think he's a shark among sharks or lion among lions, as Oliveira said. Oliveira is a dog. He proved me wrong. I thought like Gaethje, you could just tell he was so scared of like Oliveira getting close for a clinch or getting close for a shoot, or like he couldn't attack. He couldn't throw the hands like he wanted to because he's thinking about Oliveira's submission game while they're standing up 5 feet apart from each other. Like that's just how deadly Oliveira is on the feet. But I think Islam is just like an overwhelming force. I'm overwhelming.
What about Gaethje though? What the fuck is Gaethje's? Did he fight Poirier?
Yeah, Poirier lit him up when they fought. It was a decision win. It was a great war. I think that was a fight of the year when they fought. Gaethje landed his own big shots, but it was a Poirier. I think he won by decision, and it was not really much controversy behind that decision.
I respect it, but what the fuck is about to happen next? Does he fight Islam next?
Islam's gonna fight Darren Esch. He's been on a 7-fight win streak. He's ranked higher than Islam right now. I believe he's ranked number 4. And then I could be wrong. I'm just spitballing. Hey, if you're listening UFC, then I think you should have Oliveira versus like Dustin maybe for the title, a rematch, and then whoever wins that fight fights Islam. I think if Islam beats Darren Esch now, because he fought Hooker, but Hooker was in a different weight class. He fought Bobby Green. Bobby Green was not that good. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like he's not a top 5 fight. He's not a top 10 fighter. So he still has to fight that one guy, I think, before he gets that title shot. And I think Dana White said it already because he's pissed about the RDA stuff. Remember when RDA and him were gonna fight, and then it didn't happen, and then Dana White was like, well, if you're gonna fight him, you're not gonna fight for a title next or something like that. And like Dana White kind of sticks to the guns.
Didn't he fight the week before though?
He did, but it was just because he went out and started tweeting about it, like, yeah, I'll fight you, and then I guess behind the scenes didn't accept the fight. And Dana, I mean, you're not gonna like that.
Yeah, Islam, and I think what really got him was the captain, because I guess it's somebody from Islam's camp. I don't know if exactly Islam, But them boys was said, nah, we never even got offered the fight. And then Dana was like, yes, the fuck I did.
That happened.
Fight business, baby. You get muddy.
Get sloppy.
But cannot doubt Oliveira missed weight, but we can't doubt him. He's beat Dustin Poirier. He's beating Justin Gaethje. He's beating Michael Chandler. He's beating Tony Ferguson. All back to back to back to back. So
Truth, man.
I just want to know, who was Justin Gaethje fight? He fighting Tony Ferguson?
he would kill Tony. He already beat Ferguson. He put 5 years worth of pain on Ferguson when they fought, because Ferguson is a person who don't know how to quit. So for 5 rounds, he just kept like dragging his body.
That fight for real.
But
might as well fight Marcus next.
yeah, no, it gets very muddy in there. Like lightweight's deep, but
Hey,
Oliveira's beat them all.
off. Don't worry, I'm gonna pay the judges off.
Yeah, I mean, that too.
You gonna get a 10. You gonna get a 10-7 round. Niggas
What's your lightweight? Yeah, what do you weigh, Marcus? Whenever you fight.
Like in probably like 140, 138.
Oh yeah, see, lightweight for them is 155.
Well, lightweight in boxing is 135, I believe.
Yeah, see, lightweight in UFC, I believe, is 155.
That's super welterweight for us.
Yeah, see, you
Arlo.
them boys, especially that half-pound Oliveira have on you. You might be, you better make it to the judges, bro. We paid them off. Just make it out of there.
Yeah, make his ass tap.
Oh,
no. But anything else from the UFC world, y'all boys gotta let them know.
No. Tune in for next week. We got Jan Blachowicz or Blachowicz. I cannot remember how to say his name. Polish. We got that fight coming up this week versus the 14-0 Rocktick, I believe. So
I gotta see. Tune into the Ultimate Fighter. That shit. I seen episode 1. I guess it got leaked on YouTube. That shit was fire. They got a couple hitters in that motherfucker. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know how often.
Who's coaching?
Pena and Nunez. That's why I was like, Nunez.
Yeah, I seen that shit on ESPN.
Okay.
That's fire. Tune into the Ultimate Fighter, and then Dana White's the GOAT.
Facts.
Simple as that.
I'm telling you consistently. Like, the best part. I think the best part of the night was the trailer for UFC 276 during International Fight Week. That trailer was crazy nasty.
That was on Israel Adesanya versus Cannonier.
There's everybody.
Sugar Sean O'Malley's gonna be on that motherfucker.
I know it's a good card when I'm looking at you like, damn, he fighting, damn, somebody might die. So that was me the whole time. Somebody might die. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Papa Donna.
I will be
That's
right
gonna
here.
be a good card.
I'm telling you, we're gonna be right here to give you everything we need, from picks, reactions to analysis. But this is the Let's Fight Club. You bitch ass, make your weight ass motherfuckers, sucking your discipline. You feel me? But we gonna catch y'all later. Hey, bitch.
Got a problem with being problematic.